Mahadevaya. Yoga Yoga Yogeshwaraya. Bhuta Bhuta Bhuteshwaraya. Kala Kala Kaleshwaraya. Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya. Shambho Shambho Mahadevaya. Yoga Yoga Yogeshwaraya. Bhuta Bhuta Bhuteshwaraya. Kala Kala Kaleshwaraya. Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya. Shambho Shambho Mahadevaya. Yoga Yoga Yogeshwaraya. Bhuta Bhuta Bhuteshwaraya. Kala Kala Kaleshwaraya. Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya. Shambho Shambho Mahadevaya.
காலை தூக்கி நின்றாடும் தெய்வமே ஒரு காலை தூக்கி நின்றாடும் தெய்வமே என்னை கை தூக்கியாள் தெய்வமே 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 வேலை தூக்கும் பிள்ளை தனை பெற்ற தெய்வமே வேலை தூக்கும் பிள்ளை தனை பெற்ற தெய்வமே மின்னும் புகழ் சேர்த்தில்லை பொன்னம்பலத்தில் ஒரு காலை தூக்கி நின்றாடும் தெய்வமே என்னை கை தூக்கியாள் தெய்வமே தெய்வமே செங்கையின் மான் தூக்கி சிவந்தமழுவும் தூக்கி செங்கையின் மான் தூக்கி சிவந்தமழுவும் தூக்கி அங்கத்தில் ஒரு பெண்ணை அனுதினமும் தூக்கி கங்கையை திங்களை கதித ஷடையில் தூக்கி கங்கையை திங்களை கதித ஷடையில் தூக்கி இங்கும் அங்குமாய் தேடி இருவர் கண்டறியாத காலை தூக்கி நின்றாடும் தெய்வமே என்னை கை தூக்கி தெய்வமே தெய்வமே
Namaskaram to all of you, wherever you are. Especially all of you who have driven long distances to be here today for the first time in the last 4 months. Welcome to Isha Institute of Inner Sciences. This happened because yesterday I was riding out and then I saw 2 cars parked in front of the gate outside. And a family was waiting there. Well, I had my helmet on and I nodded at the person, he nodded too, but I'm sure he didn't recognize me. So I went on. Then I asked, who are these people? They said every day somebody or the other is coming and waiting near the gate hoping to just look at the helmet. Then I said, please let them come, as long as they maintain basic social distancing and protocol, let them come, so we will open up these darshans. But please, those of you who come, just maintain this and keep the community here safe and yourself also. Welcome to all of you. Well, Sunday mornings. Why are we meeting on a Sunday morning? I've been wondering about this for some time. Because it has no… it has a social significance because Sundays you are not working, but it has no existential significance. The planet does not know whether today is Sunday or Monday. But the planet knows whether today is full moon day or new moon day or which phase of the moon it is. So, unfortunately, it's gone this way. The whole world has taken to this. Some nations on Sunday, some nations on Friday, some nations on Saturday. It's become a competition to take one day. Like, there is a river revitalization day. There is a peace day, there is a labor day, there is one day for your mother, of course. Nobody dared to say this is a wife day. Women's Day is there. So, like this, they told me that there is even a day for bubble bath day. So all days are taken like this. Just for a normal guy, there is no day left because all the 365 days have been taken and some days are doubly taken. So, river revitalization day is doubly taken. So this Sunday business has come from religious aspirations and ambitions, not with any existential understanding or any existential sensitivity. When I say existential sensitivity, the planet that we are right now on, all of you know that you're on a planet or… Hello? Okay. Now because it's not shaken for a long time, it's so stable, most people have forgotten that it spins and it is moving. Most people have forgotten because they are in air-conditioned chambers, they live in chambers. You know what's a chamber? Usually in India, the word chamber, if it is used in engineering terms, it usually means the gutter chamber, where lots of cockroaches live. In engineering terminology, when they say chamber, we just understand it's the sewage chamber. So, because of… in a way, these controlled spaces are gutter, because if everybody was living outdoors largely and we are not so cloistered in four walls, I don't think this virus would have been even an issue. Many like this might have come and gone in the past, we did not even notice it. Now because we are so concentrated living and of course travel, doing this. When I say it doesn't make any existential sense, the planet is part of a larger family of nearly 11 planets and many other satellites. Among these, in the family, some of them do not have much influence on us. About 7 to 8 of them have significant influence on us. And because moon has a very big influence on us, though it is not a planet per se, it is a satellite, we have accorded significance to this satellite, which may not be much in terms of size compared to other larger planets, but in our existence it has a significance. It controls our birth, it controls our life. Let me not use the word control because it guides our birth, it guides our life. It could very well determine our death. There are various aspects to this which the yogic sciences identified, and it is not by coincidence or some kind of romanticism that so many beings found their ultimate nature on a full moon day or a full moon night. The famous one which has gone around the world is that of Gautam Buddha's on the full moon night, Buddha Purnami, he realized. But he's not the only one. Any number of yogis, it's happened either on full moon night or on new moon night. This is not because they choose the date, simply because certain things are more conducive. Well, because enlightenment, realization and human beings blossoming into something wonderful have become such rare occurrences, people question them. Did it really happen? So let's talk about something which is more common. Today, from a virus pandemic, everybody is saying we are moving towards a mental health pandemic. There is a phenomenal amount of psychological issues coming up because one thing is, they've been with their family for so long. I'm just being terrible. Another thing is the insecurity of job loss, financial distress, social separation, and many other things, losing loved ones, various other losses that people are going through. Because of that, there is mental distress, a mental illness pandemic. Some of the doctors are predicting a suicide pandemic. I hope we don't go there, but it is to some extent happening. So because mental health is a big issue and it is widespread and you see it more often than enlightenment, let's use that as a base. The influence of, let's say, the moon. Well, the language has words. If you're a little off mentally, people will say you're a loony. From the lunar, you caught the moon a bit. You just caught the moon. Well, today there are studies. Unfortunately, what we observed and studied for thousands of years is not relevant. It has to be studied in a laboratory. Life is not a lab anymore. Life is not a place of learning. All learning happens in a university or a laboratory, or it has to come from a textbook. If I say something any number of times, religious people, scholars, academics ask, where is it printed? Arey, to print some damn thing, somebody should know it first, isn't it? Hello? Did some realization about certain aspect of life, did that come first? Or the printed word come first? What is this? This is because a whole lot of people are thriving, making a living out of the printed word. They think everything is printed. Yes, it is imprinted, but not printed on the paper or on the internet. It is there everywhere, if you observe. I'm sure if I ask you today what phase of the moon is it, you don't know because you think your madness is random. No, your madness is cyclical. It has a cycle to it. So today, some studies, the Basel University in Switzerland has done something, this is one of the significant studies which is showing that the lunar cycle influences human sleep. The circulunar rhythmicity has something to do with your sleep. How long you take to fall asleep increases. How long you sleep decreases when it's full moon and the 2 days around it. And similar things happen related to the moon at various levels. There are many studies done by the Mental Health Institute of America, Mental Health Sciences Institute, which clearly says that certain bipolar conditions are very actively influenced by the moon's position. Well, we've been saying this forever. For different days of the month, we have different types of sadhana. But these days, nobody knows which phase of the moon it is because Nobody ever looked up and saw, they're all… If I ask you, I'm sure some of you are already doing it, checking it on the Google, what phase of the moon is it today? No, you need to check it in your body because the body is responding. If it doesn't respond, it cannot live. So, as a part of this, when the science of yoga was the basis of the cultural fabric of India, there was no weekly holidays. Oh, Sadhguru, what are you getting at now? You want to take away our Saturday, Sunday? Thank God it's Friday. No, I'm just telling you. It used to be 3 days break from work, 1 day before, on the day of the full moon and the next day, the farmer would never plow his land. And 1 day before, the no moon day, the next day and the next day. There's a third day, which is very important, called Moonram Pirai in Tamil culture. On these 3 days, he wouldn't plow. Rest days, because largely people were into farming. And there was no government jobs to declare holidays. Businesses chose whether they want to close 6 days in a month or 4 days in a month or 2 days in a month, that was their choice. But the farmers maintained this. At that time, largely the community was into farming. So that is where the holidays were properly enforced. Full moon day and new moon day. 1 day before full moon day and the next day. When it comes to new moon day, the next day and the next day. So this was conducive because on these days, well, today universities are saying your sleep patterns are disturbed. Your sleep patterns are different and kind of, there is a certain diminishing of your ability to sleep on those nights. Well, if something is affecting your sleep, do you think it's not affecting your wakefulness? Hello? No, another $1 billion research needs to happen. Of course, everybody has to live. We want to discover the jigsaw of existence. It's not really a jigsaw, but if you look at it through the keyhole perspective of your intellect, everything breaks into pieces and it becomes a trillion-piece jigsaw. With a trillion-piece jigsaw, suppose you found 12 pieces and you put them together, now you think this is it. Well, every time you find a new piece, you keep saying, this is it, this is it. This is not the way to go about. If something is so vast, it is important to have a more holistic perspective and perception of one's reality. So, can we take the world back to full moon day, new moon day, holidays? Oh, no, there's too much religious investment, nobody wants to give it up. I hear in Africa and also in India, in certain parts of India and Africa, the religious people are protesting. I think in America they're not doing it, in Europe they're not doing it, but in Africa and America, in Africa and Asia, they are protesting their right to congregate. Well, every doctor, every scientist is telling you, please do not congregate, do not sit close up, and don't open your mouth to pray because virus, you may die. Well, the president of Tanzania has gone out to say that the power of the divine will protect us, we don't have to wear a mask. I think Brazil also said something similar. Well, now they're masked up. Some people in this country also said similar things, now they're masked up. Whether you want to be in a mask or a cask, it's a choice, of course, it's a personal choice. But unfortunately, your choice is not just about you. You're also, knowingly or unknowingly, you're choosing what should happen to other people's lives. That choice you don't have. You cannot decide about other people's lives. If you think it's time for you to go to your heavenly abode, all the best. But you have no right to determine what should happen to somebody who is sitting around you. Nobody has that business. So today, there is a whole this thing that in Africa, because they're saying this is a crisis of the faith, if every Sunday they don't gather, they may lose their flock. They're calling this the crisis of faith, and they're using what in America to protest against a horrible incident that happened, where people use this slogan, "I cannot breathe," which were the last words of a man who died on the street. They're using this, wearing a burlap, that they're suffocated because they can't congregate. So, because of these things, talking about full moon day, new moon day is going to be not good for me. Well, whatever I've spoken has generally not been good for me. But it's good for you, I'm telling you, for you to become conscious. What are the different phases of the moon? If you are conscious of the phases of the sun in relationship, see, these phases are not absolute. These phases are in relationship with the planet Earth on which we are. We are not only on planet Earth, we are planet Earth. Will you get this now or will you get it when you're buried? That's your choice. So do not think you are on… People think we are journeying on planet Earth. You are not journeying anywhere, it's going in cycles. You are just like the mushrooms, here. In Tennessee, lot of mushrooms pop up everywhere, and in 2 days they will be gone. You're just one of them. Now that many of you are sitting in the grass, you understand this very well. You popped up and you will pop out. You think you're here for a long time because you're bored shit of yourself. Yes. Sadhguru, why are you using such words in the darshan? Because you're not getting it. I've been saying this for so long. You're not bored of the world, please understand this. You never paid attention to the world. If you pay attention to the world, one leaf, one ant, one stupid grasshopper can engage you for a lifetime and still you will not know much about it. One atom will engage you for many lifetimes. So there's no question of being bored of the world. You are bored because you are living in your own psychological box. So, if you want to break this, if you want to come out of that stupid box, which is well protected with a thick skull, and I have a turban. And generally I'm wearing a helmet these days. A whole lot of, self-appointed advisors in my life, if I just as much as ride a motorcycle inside the yoga center, it's like, Sadhguru, wear the helmet on the social media. Well, maybe you are made in such a way, you are so out of balance. I'm in tune with the planet and the moon and the sun. I don't get thrown down so easily. Not that anybody is 100% proof, anybody can fall off, but it doesn't happen very often. Why I'm telling you this is, you are going by concepts, you are going by belief systems. You are not going by perception. You're not going by being a life that's open to what's happening as life, the larger life that's happening around you. Without being in touch with this, life is a horribly little thing that happens within the data that you've gathered in your head. No, Sadhguru, I'm always thinking about God. God is also data. Because you're born in a given society, you have a certain type of God, isn't it? If you were in a different society, you would have a different kind of God. At least the Indians are confused because there's so many of them. Either they're celebrating happily many types of gods, or those who are super influenced by modern education, they're confused, which is our real God? If you drop these concepts, ideas, beliefs and nonsensical stuff that you gathered in your head, and if you're a living thing, if you are a living life, if you're breathing the air and feeling the earth, the influence of the moon, the influence of the sun, and the planet itself, how it spins today, in what phase is it today, you will know, and being in tune with that, you will be absolutely balanced. Balanced beyond any threat ever of being mentally wonky. I'm telling you, the line between sanity and insanity is so thin. Whether you get financially mad, socially mad, family madness, religious madness, God madness, doesn't matter how you got mad. Madness is madness. Madness means you've lost the pleasure of being in an absolute state of balance. How you lost it? Who cares? You lost it because somebody poked you with a sword, they have not done that. Or somebody poked you with a few words, or somebody put a pin into you, or somebody took away your earnings, or something happened, somebody died, somebody was born, or you're away from the family, or now you're with the family. For some reason, you're losing your balance. I want you to understand for what reason you lost the balance is not the point. You just do not know the pleasure of absolute sense of balance. One who does not have balance naturally lives fearfully. There's simply no other way. Tell me, you're walking. Walking has been taken for granted, not understanding how complex a process it is. On a planet which is spinning and moving at a tremendous speed, it is a very, very complex process. You've taken it for granted because you just know. Just like that, body knows how to walk. It's not that you as a person knows how to walk, you don't have a clue how to walk. Read your physics textbook and then try to walk, you'll go all over the place. The body just knows because it's in tune with everything, it's walking. When you're walking, suppose for some reason, some undulation, you lost your balance. Fear or no? You didn't fall down, just a little. Fear or no? This is all it is, life. If you do not know what it means to be absolutely balanced, everybody is giving prescriptions or diagnosis rather, saying tension, anxiety, fear, these are normal things. Why is it normal? It's normal because you're removed from the planet. You think planet is a car that you are driving and you are spinning every day. Are you all planet spinners? Hello? All planet spinners across the world? No, God damn it, you're just a mushroom who popped up and who'll pop out. If you don't step on it, even mushroom completes its purpose of life. So it's important, it's very important to understand this, because especially now with the pandemic on, When we are thinking by the end of the year, which one of us will be alive? Yes. When this is the case, you better come to your senses. It's my dream. I'm just expressing my dream. I hope the government of India hears me. Hello? It's my dream to see, at least in India, which has yogic sciences as the background, milieu of our culture, makes full moon days and new moon days are the non-working days, not Saturday, Sunday, Friday, whatever else. Because these things have come from religious ambitions. That has come from breathing on this planet, by feeling this planet the way it is and the way it works, how our system works in response to what's happening. There is substantial studies today. I know there's a whole lot of textbook scientists who are always after me. They will of course say, oh, this is all pseudoscience. Well, there is substantial science today because your understanding of science is you're a lab rat, essentially. Unless it happens in the laboratory, you think it's not science. Anyway, it's happened in the lab also. Now they are saying that these cycles of the moon definitely are impacting your sleep patterns, how your many different things happen in your system. Every sailor on the planet has known that there is a tide, full moon and new moon days. Everybody who lives in nature knows what happens. Those who are living in cubicles of their own, either mental or physical, they do not know. So I would like to shift the darshan to full moon, new moon, but you wouldn't know, so Sunday morning. See, what a problem I am to say such a simple thing. I go all over the place because right now virus, Now, in many countries, police are going and violently breaking down parties. Young people are having parties, close up. When they test them, 20 to 30% of them are positive and they're all together doing a party because they have to drink or they have to do something more than drink. Violently breaking down parties. It once happened. Shankaran Pillai was bitten by a rabies-infected dog. But he took it casually and after 3 days he went to the doctor. The doctor looked at him and said, "What happened to the dog?" It bit me and the dog died. He thinks it's a great thing the dog died. The doctor said, "How can you be so reckless? The dog died means you're in serious danger. You will get rabies. It's a sure death and a horrible death." "Is that so?" he said. Said, "Yes, give me a paper and a pen." They gave him paper and pen, he started furiously writing. Then the doctor asked, "What is it? You're writing a note to your family or you're writing a will? What is it?" He said, "No, I'm noting down the names of 15 people that I want to bite right now." So, many of the human beings right now are operating like this during the pandemic. I want to make sure you get it, okay? So, the virus dances on. India is surging. Daily over 70,000 cases. Over 4 million people have cases in the country. Fortunately, the recovery rate is very good, only 1.7% fatality. I think the way things are going, everybody will come to terms with that. 1.7% of the people can die. What's our problem as long as it's not me? But that is the whole problem, that there is no guarantee it's not going to be you. There's no such thing. You may be young, you may be old, you may be this, you may be that. There are people who are 100 years of age who have recovered. There are people in their 20s who have died, all right? So there is no guarantee that this is the way it falls. United States, they're predicting by December there could be nearly 500,000 deaths. Daily deaths can go up to 3,000. Well, some treatment protocols, people are beginning to believe that it is working, hope so, because a treatment protocol, an effective treatment protocol is more important than the vaccine. If we have an assurance that if I go positive, I can be treated, that is better than a vaccine. But the problem is, now everybody is worried about the reinfection. People who got infected then turn negative, and now once again they're positive after some time, they again got infected from somebody else. So this cycle of infection is going to be of great worry. So which way it is going to play out is anybody's guess. It's only that in 6 months or 1 year, we get used to people falling dead around us, or we ourselves going if you're not careful. Well, I'm not trying to make fun of this is a serious matter. But the important thing to understand is, this is a virus which is trying to tell you, you need to live responsibly. When I say you need to live responsibly, it means that you are not just a conditioned reaction or an instinctive reaction to life, but you're a conscious response. How you breathe, how you sit, how you stand, what you touch, what you don't touch. I think I've been working on raising human consciousness for 38 years now. But this virus has made people more conscious about certain things far better than me. It's a very small competition, I thought, but it's quite big. They're micro or microscopic, but they've… now at least you know what to touch, what not to touch. So in some way, it's made you alert to life. Well, this is all we have in this life. We cannot always decide what comes our way, but for sure we can decide how we respond to it. So this has come our way. Now how do we respond to this? This is where being human is important. This is not the way people are reacting in terms of their survival, because my job, I have to go, it doesn't matter what happens to other people, or I have to congregate, all the religious nuts saying that it doesn't matter, anyway when we die we'll go to heaven, so what is the problem? This is not the way to react. This is a time to respond consciously. Every moment of your life is a time when you need to respond consciously. If only you become a conscious response, you will become such a fantastic life within yourself that you don't feel beauty because the flowers blossomed. Because of the way you are, flowers should blossom. You can become like that, a human being. It's very poetically, it is said that when Gautama walked in the forest, trees blossomed out of season. It's a metaphoric expression, but this is true, that a human being and human consciousness has the power to do this. So in many ways, this is a great time for you to focus on your consciousness, because your economic aspirations have been crushed a little bit. which all the other life is celebrating. Just stay alive, stay nourished, and ensure nobody around you dies because of you. Make sure about that. Rest is fine, still the planet is spinning without you being on the street. Moon is also going around changing its phases. We are in the middle, almost middle right now, between two phases. I want all of you to at least bring this much awareness into you. Initially, use Google, all right? Every day in the morning you check what phase of the moon is it today. Or if you don't see mornings, in the evening, just check what phase of the moon is it today. For 3 months you observe every day. And also, when you observe, okay, today is this phase of the moon, if you observe, close your eyes and sit for 3-4 minutes time. Just see how it feels. Don't try to determine, oh, this is how I'm feeling, my blood pressure is up, my heartbeat is up. Not like that. Simply close your eyes and observe. What should I observe? Nothing. Simply be attentive. Every day do this for 3 to 4 months. After some time, without looking at the Google, you know which phase of the moon it is. Why is it important? Because we don't know, the governments may turn wise on the planet and declare full moon and new moon as holiday. You should at least know, thank God it's full moon. Please, your questions.
This question is from Sanket. Namaskaram, Sadhguru. I read in one of the books by Swami Vivekananda that he encountered a certain person in Hyderabad who used to create things out of nothing. This person had just loincloth on him, and the audience gave him a blanket to protect him from the cold. Then, suddenly, he produced certain fruits which never grew in India. He produced twice his body weight in front of Swami Vivekananda out of nothing. How are such capabilities possible?
I've been handling a lot of nut cases, now you want me to handle a fruit basket, huh? What to do now? This happened because now, as a part of this trans-American trip, we are focusing on looking at Native American spirituality, occult and mysticism. There was a story going like this. There was a Native American medicine man who had a blanket like this. And every time he took out his blanket and waved it in the air and do ha-ha-hoo-hoo, it rained. One day he lost his blanket, but still it rained. What do I do with fruit baskets now? I thought I have a full-time job with nut cases. Well, we are promoting agroforestry, farm, tree-based agriculture, because the idea is you grow fruits on trees. If it's coming out of you, especially if it's coming out of your loincloth. Yeah, no. All I would say is don't eat it. Please.
This question is from Aditi from Mumbai. Namaskaram, Sadhguru. We heard that you have recently offered the Bhairavi Raksha, a consecrated offering to help us tide through these challenging times. Can you please explain the significance of this offering and how we can make use of it?
Well, this Bhairavi Raksha is something that's not offered now because of the pandemic. It's something we've been offering in various forms for quite some time, even before the Devi temple came. It's just that last few years I've been kind of working on how to make it controlled enough. When I say controlled enough, you know, this is just a joke, okay? I'm excusing myself from all the ladies. She is a certain kind of woman, very fierce. Everybody likes the benefits of such a woman, but they don't like the flip side of her. She has a flip side that they don't like. So how to make a coin fall all the time the same way? Every time you want heads up. How do you do that? That is, now you have to fix the coin that both sides are heads. That's the only way. There's no other trick really. You flip the coin, every time it's heads up. That means you have to fix the coin. So last few years I've been looking at how to fix this coin so that people can just go through one aspect, not really touch the other, because most people are not ready for the fierceness of who she is. Because they're thinking of Bhairavi as a crutch to walk through their life. Well, if you have two good legs and you use a crutch, I will take the crutch away, of course. But if you're little lame, you're little handicapped, and you use a crutch, of course, we will ensure that you have a crutch. So, when well, I was about to say something, then I thought, why should I tell you all this? Because this is just a darshan, you're supposed to just look at me, okay? So, we've been trying to fix this, how to make a coin whichever way it flips, only it shows one side, not the other. It's taken some time, but we've arrived at something where Bhairavi is designed to destroy you, if you're willing. On one level, she is benevolent, full of support, gifts. On another level, she is destructive. Well, how to meet only one side of her? Because most human beings only want to survive better. They're not thinking of divine, come on. Divine is just a crutch. Tell me sincerely, how many of you are really thinking, or how many people who are today praying wherever they are, everywhere in the world, whatever groups of religion or caste, creed or they are, how many of them today want to merge with the divine and become nothing? Well, for most people, 99.9% of the people, this girl is raising her hand and shaking the camera. Our camera person is raising the hand, I want to. So bad photography will happen because she wants to merge. Everybody is using God and divine only as a crutch to walk better. They want their business to go better, they want to be healthy, they want their children to be healthy, they want things to happen in expected ways. Not the way divine is expecting, the way they are expecting divine to be. That's what the prayer is about in the entire world, irrespective of religions. Everybody is every day telling God how he should run the world. Well, similarly, Bhairavi, though she's a powerful force and she can float you around in life, she also has the power to dissolve you. My interest is that, but your interest is you need some flotation. Because by yourself you may sink, so you want some force to hold you up. It's fine with me. I went through almost 2 to 3 years of struggle within myself, deciding whether we should create her or not, whether we should manifest her or not. Create is the wrong word, I'm sorry. Whether we should manifest her or not, because I thought I shouldn't cater to that aspect, let somebody else do it. I should cater to only those people who want to become one with everything. Those who are seeking ultimate liberation, not those who are seeking to walk a little better. Then I saw there were so many people who can't walk straight. Then I said, okay, after 2-3 years of struggle within myself, I decided we'll consecrate this and manifest this form of energy. But she still has two sides. What is significant for me? For most people, that's not what they want. So right now, we created a coin which will fall only one way. It's weighed in such a way, it's a loaded dice, it'll fall only one way, your way. I should have made it fall my way. If I'm a smart man, if I'm smart in any sense, I should load the dice my way. Because I'm a bloody fool, I load the dice your way. So in a way, Devi civilized